Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving deep into a university that you probably think you already know, the University of Oregon. So whether you're a high school student starting your search or a parent trying to make sense of it all, we're going to give you the real story on what U of O is all about.
So, I want to start with this quote because it really gets to the heart of it. When I say University of Oregon, what pops into your head? Probably the Ducks, right? Amazing athletics, maybe that famous swoosh logo. And look, you're not wrong. But if that's where the story ends for you, you're missing out on what's actually the most exciting part of what's happening there.
Because the real headline for the University of Oregon right now is its huge push for academic excellence. This isn't just a sports school. It's a top-tier research university, and they're on a mission to make sure the world knows it.
Okay, let's just get it out of the way. The whole University of Nike thing. Yeah, the connection to Nike co-founder Phil Knight is undeniable. We're talking over $1 billion in donations. But that's just one side of the coin. Look over here on the right. U of O is an R1 university. Now, what does that actually mean? It's the highest possible classification for research activity. For you, as an undergrad, that means getting to work in actual labs with professors who are literally defining their fields. It's also a member of the super prestigious Association of American Universities, the AAU. That puts them in the same club as places like Stanford and Johns Hopkins. This is the identity they are all in on building.
And this big ambition, it's got a name: Oregon Rising. Think of this as their 10-year game plan, their roadmap for the future. It's all about leveling up their academics, making sure students don't just succeed in the classroom, but land great jobs after, and, making a real difference in the world. We're going to keep coming back to this plan because it tells you everything you need to know about where this university is headed.
So what's it actually like to be on campus? Let's take a little virtual stroll through the grounds in Eugene.
Honestly, the campus is just beautiful. It's a 295-acre official arboretum, which is basically a fancy way of saying it's a giant, gorgeous park that happens to have a university in it. We're talking over 3,000 trees. It's right on the Willamette River, so if you love the outdoors, this place is a dream. A huge plus for students is the free bus pass. It makes getting around Eugene super easy, no car needed. And you can tell they're serious about sustainability. The whole campus is tobacco-free, and they've got more than 15 buildings with top-tier green certifications.
Now, for any family looking at colleges, safety is obviously a huge deal. And every university, including Oregon, has to publicly report their crime stats. The most recent numbers we have from our sources are from 2018, which showed 8 reported rapes on campus. It's really important to remember these numbers are for incidents that were reported. That same year, there were also over 900 liquor law violations, which, frankly, isn't unusual for a big university. We're showing you this because it's part of the public record, and it's a conversation every family should be having and researching for any school they're considering.
All right, let's shift gears and get into the academic side of things. What can you actually study, and how tough is it to get in? If you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college costs, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor program.
This chart gives you a really good idea of what's popular on campus. You can see right away that pre-business administration is huge. It's the #1 major by a long shot, which makes sense given the strength of their Lundquist College of Business. After that, you've got a lot of interest in the social sciences, psychology, econ, political science, and also human physiology, which is a super common path for students thinking about med school or other health careers.
The whole university is broken down into these 9 colleges and schools. We already mentioned the Lundquist College of Business, which is a real powerhouse. The College of Design is also a standout. Its architecture program is actually ranked #1 among public schools for sustainable design, which is pretty cool. And if you're a high-achieving student looking for a tougher, more intimate experience, the Clark Honors College is basically a small liberal arts college tucked right inside the big university.
So, the big question: what are your chances of getting in? Let's break down the numbers. For fall 2024, Oregon got over 40,000 applications and admitted about 88%. Now, hold on. Don't let that high acceptance rate fool you. The students who actually decide to enroll are really, really strong. The average GPA for an incoming freshman was a 3.73, and the middle 50% of SAT scores were between 1130 and 1360. So what that tells us is that while Oregon opens its doors pretty wide, it ends up attracting a very high-achieving student body.
Okay, so you got your acceptance letter. Woohoo! Now what? What is life really like as an Oregon Duck? Let's talk about the student experience. First up, where are you going to live? Well, U of O has a live-on requirement, meaning all freshmen have to live on campus. The whole idea behind this, and there's a lot of data to back it up, is that students who live in the dorms their first year tend to do better in their classes and are more likely to graduate. It just makes it easier to get connected, find your friends, and access all the campus resources. They have a bunch of different dorms and even themed living learning communities, so you can find a spot that fits you.
Of course, there are always exceptions to the rule. Here are the most common ones. If you're going to live at home with your parents, if you're over 21, or if you're married or have a kid, you can usually get an exemption from that requirement.
And here's a little piece of pop culture for you. You know the classic 1978 movie Animal House? Total comedy legend. Well, it was filmed right here on the U of O campus. Seriously, the famous toga party, the food fight, all that chaos went down right at Oregon. You can still walk around and see some of the buildings they used in the film.
A college degree is a massive investment of time and money. So let's talk about the payoff. How does the University of Oregon get you ready for a career after you graduate? This is actually a huge part of that Oregon Rising plan we talked about.
The university's got this really clear 4-step strategy to make a UO degree a career launchpad. They're weaving practical, job-ready skills right into their classes. They're creating these career communities to connect you with pros in your field for real-world advice. And they are getting super intentional about using their huge alumni network to help students find internships and land that first job.
A big piece of career success is just finishing your degree on time, right? So you can get out there and start earning without paying for extra semesters. Oregon Rising sets some seriously ambitious goals here. By 2032, they want 70% of students graduating in 4 years and 85% within 6. If they hit those numbers, that means less debt and a faster start for thousands of grads.
And really, this is the bottom line. The university's #1 goal is to see a big jump in the percentage of graduates who either have a job or are in grad school within 6 months of getting their diploma. This is the metric they're watching like a hawk.
So we've looked at the academics, the campus life, the career prep, which brings us to the most important question of all. Is the University of Oregon the right school for you?
All right, let's lay it all out. On the pro side, you've got a top-tier R1 research university, an absolutely stunning campus that's all about sustainability, and that incredible school spirit that comes with big-time sports. Plus, their Oregon Rising plan shows this is a school that is not standing still. It has a bold vision. On the con side, that strong corporate influence is something to be aware of. It's a big school, over 23,000 students, so if you're looking for a small, intimate vibe, this might not be it. And of course, you have to consider the safety data and the price tag, which can be pretty steep, especially if you're coming from out of state.
I want to leave you with this last thought. This is a question the university actually asks itself in its own strategic plan. It shows they're not just thinking about hitting certain numbers or climbing up the rankings. They're thinking about what kind of place they want to be, and the kind of impact they want their students to have on the world. And that's exactly the kind of deep thinking you want to see from a place you might call home for 4 years. Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs.
And that's our look at the University of Oregon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel for more deep dives into other universities to help you on your college journey. See you next time.